Before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell, so you never miss another unsolved mystery that the skies still whisper about. It was supposed to be just another flight. Nothing remarkable. A clear route, good weather, and an experienced crew. Families said goodbye, unaware it would be the last time. Friends sent messages they thought would be answered after landing. And the plane rose into the sky, just like hundreds of others that day. The aircraft departed from its origin without issue. The engines purred smoothly as it climbed into the open sky. Passengers settled in, some reading, some closing their eyes for a nap, others gazing out the window, hypnotized by the vast blue horizon. No one could have imagined that they were flying straight into history, not because of where they were going, but because of where they would never arrive. The aircraft was tracked smoothly across its expected path, approaching a region both feared and dismissed by skeptics, the western edge of the Bermuda Triangle. Though the triangle has long been surrounded by legends of vanishing ships and disappearing planes, most flights pass through without incident. Most. Not all. At 28,000 feet, the plane made its last known transmission. Calm. Routine. The pilot's voice was steady. Altitude confirmed. Heading stable. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just another check-in. Then, silence. Air traffic control expected another update. None came. They reached out, once, twice, repeatedly, but the line remained dead. No static. No panic. Just absence. And on the radar, the aircraft blip continued for a few seconds longer. Then it flickered. And disappeared. Gone. As if erased. Panic didn't set in immediately. After all, communications sometimes drop. Planes go off radar for brief moments. But minutes turned into an hour. An hour turned into many. And not a single signal, not a single confirmation, came through. That's when the full-scale alert was declared. Search and rescue teams mobilized quickly. Helicopters, fixed-wing aircraft, naval ships, an entire fleet was deployed to search the area. The sea was calm. The skies clear. But there was nothing to find. No wreckage. No smoke. No floating luggage or life jackets. No oil slicks or scattered debris. Just ocean. Endless and unbroken. They expanded the search radius. Scoured hundreds of miles. Used sonar, satellite imaging, drones, infrared, every tool at their disposal. The plane had simply ceased to exist. For days, headlines exploded around the world. How could an entire aircraft vanish without a trace in an age of satellites and real-time tracking? Aviation experts were baffled. Some blamed a catastrophic failure. Others whispered about the triangle's cursed reputation. But with no evidence, no signals, no crash site, every theory was just that. A theory. The families were left in anguish. Waiting by phones. Hoping for news. Praying for a miracle. But the silence became louder than any answer. And yet, small, eerie details began to surface. People on nearby islands spoke of an unnatural hum in the sky that night. A low, vibrating sound, like metal grinding softly in the clouds. Not thunder. Not an engine. Something else. Satellite records reviewed by independent analysts revealed a spike, brief, but sharp, in electromagnetic activity over the area at the exact moment the plane disappeared. Government sources dismissed it as irrelevant. But others weren't so sure. Was it a natural disturbance? A magnetic anomaly? Or something that defied the very framework of science? We'll explore those questions soon. But for now, like and share this video if you're intrigued by the unsolved, the unexplained, and the utterly terrifying. Comment your theories below. We read every single one. And remember to subscribe and hit the bell, because what happened next in the skies only gets stranger. The investigation began immediately. Aviation authorities launched a full inquiry. Every radar ping, every voice recording, every maintenance log was pulled and examined with precision. The aircraft had passed all inspections. No anomalies, no overdue repairs. The pilots were veterans, praised for their calm under pressure and spotless safety records. There were no signs of foul play. No terrorist chatter. No passenger of interest. It was, by all technical standards, the safest kind of flight. And yet it vanished. Without a mayday. Without a transponder signal. Without a distress call or emergency code. As if the moment it left radar, it had ceased to be. But that only deepened the questions. For a commercial aircraft to disappear without leaving even the smallest clue is almost impossible. Even the ocean usually returns something, a seat cushion, a piece of fuselage, a shoe. But this time, nothing. The lead investigator called it the cleanest vanishing act I've ever seen. Those words would haunt him later. Not because of what he knew, but because of what he didn't. Then came the anomalies. Independent radar systems from nearby stations, military, private, and even foreign, reported inconsistencies. For a brief few seconds, some claimed to detect an unidentified object traveling parallel to the plane before it disappeared. No flight plan matched the speed or altitude. The object didn't transmit a signal. It wasn't seen again. And conveniently, some of those radar logs were later classified. Was it a shadow aircraft? A test gone wrong? Or something even more elusive? The families were told to wait. That more time was needed. But how much time is enough when nothing is found? Weeks passed. Then months. Officially, the flight was declared lost. Unrecoverable. Unexplained. But some refused to accept that. A private investigator, hired by relatives of two passengers, uncovered an encrypted message sent from the aircraft's onboard satellite system. A single ping. Off course. Far from the expected route. It shouldn't have been possible, but there it was. An anomaly. An outlier. One that suggested the aircraft might not have gone down where they thought. Further digging revealed that on the night of the disappearance, a weather satellite picked up something else. A momentary distortion. Like a ripple in the clouds, as if space itself had bent slightly. A glitch? Or a window? Some scientists whispered of atmospheric folds, thin spots in the sky where reality behaves differently. Others were more imaginative, theorizing wormholes, interdimensional slips, or ancient phenomena not yet understood by modern science. And then there were the conspiracy theorists. They claimed the government knew more than it admitted, that it had tracked the plane further than disclosed, that secret programs involving exotic technology had interfered, accidentally or otherwise. Their claims were dismissed, branded as nonsense. But still, there was no explanation. Eyewitnesses on a passing cargo ship spoke anonymously. They claimed they saw lights in the clouds that night, brilliant, circular, hovering. No lightning. No storm. Just a strange formation above the waves. Then, silence. And total darkness. It was as if something massive had blinked into the sky, and just as quickly, blinked out again. What did they see? Could it be linked to the vanishing of a fully equipped commercial aircraft? If so, then we're facing forces beyond anything we understand. Forces that don't obey the rules of gravity, speed, or logic. If you're still watching, you're among those who don't turn away when things get unsettling. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're drawn to these puzzles. Subscribe and turn on the bell, we have more to uncover. Much more. Because when the skies fall silent, it's not always because there's nothing there. The official narrative eventually faded from the news cycle. The world moved on. Another unsolved case, filed away under aviation mysteries. But for those who lost someone on that flight, moving on was never an option. One woman, whose husband was on board, reported receiving a voicemail days after the disappearance. The message was garbled, barely audible. But in the background, beneath the static, a voice seemed to whisper coordinates. When she shared it with authorities, they dismissed it as a hoax. But she remained convinced it was real. A final attempt to reach out. A cry from somewhere else. Audio experts analyzed the file. They couldn't confirm its origin. But they couldn't disprove it either. The frequency was unusual, higher than typical phone signals. It was as if the message came from a layer of communication not normally used. A layer not meant to be accessed. As attention faded, rumors continued to grow. Some claimed to have seen a similar plane, same model, same markings, flying low over isolated islands months later. Others spoke of strange lights over the ocean in that same region, repeating every few weeks, almost as if something were trying to come back. Then came the pilot log. A document surfaced online, supposedly leaked from a retired aviation contractor. In it was an account of an experimental flight path, one that intersected directly with the last known location of the missing aircraft. The contractor claimed the government was testing a new kind of propulsion, something that manipulated gravity itself. The flight wasn't a target, but it may have crossed into something it wasn't supposed to. Something unstable. Something uncontainable. Of course, the document vanished just as quickly as it appeared. And the contractor? Never heard from again. The world loves explanations. It craves closure. But what happens when there is none? When technology, logic, and investigation all fail? When the sky, which we thought we had conquered, reminds us that it still holds secrets? The Bermuda Triangle remains a riddle. Planes still pass through daily. Most make it. Some don't. This particular flight has become part of its legend now, another echo in a long corridor of silence and shadows. Maybe the plane is out there somewhere, caught in a rift between dimensions. Maybe it fell victim to an undiscovered force of nature, or something watching us from above, waiting. Or maybe it's still flying, in a space we can't yet see, between here and nowhere. Before we end, leave a comment with what you think happened. Natural disaster, government experiment, or something far more mysterious? We want to know your theory. Don't forget to like this video if the unknown pulls at your curiosity the way it does ours. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell icon, because this is only the beginning. Next time, we'll take you even higher, into the chilling last transmission of a pilot whose final words echoed with terror, just seconds before vanishing from existence. You won't want to miss it.